Snake, are you there? Did you miss me? No one saw me. In a matter of speaking. Yeah, she's here too. Thanks, I will. The boss and I get along pretty well, though. I guess we traders have a lot in common. Are you talking about the boss? Yes, in a small rural town. I never even knew there were other countries, other cultures, other ways of thinking, until I went to work for the NSA. And one day, I'd found I'd lost faith in the things I'd been taking for granted. You wouldn't believe me if I told you. I saw the universe. Not the actual universe. The universe as the intelligence community sees it. I realized that the gravity in this universe was holding me back. That's all. People and countries are both changed by their environment and by the times. There's a world of difference between this country and America, but it's only a difference of position, a difference of perspective. Coming here made me realize something. Half of what I'd been told was a complete and utter lie. The other half was a conveniently constructed lie. It's hidden in the lies. Who knows? I've been trained to make even the most severe falsehood sound like the honest truth. Weren't you? I'll have to remember that. If you need me, give me a call on the radio. My frequency is 142.52. See ya. Snake, are you there? In the fortress, in Groznygrad. Dr. Sokolov is here too. He's fine. Right now he's busy putting the finishing touches on the Shagohod. Not yet anyway, but you better hurry. They've already finished the Phase 2 tests. Once the final preparations are complete, they'll have no more use for him. The Colonel won't have any qualms about killing him if he thinks the CIA is closing in. I know. Snake, do you know where Groznygrad is? Grannon told you? Why? You've got to be kidding me. Snake, there's one problem with that route. The mountain entrance to the underground tunnel that leads to the fortress is sealed. You need a key to get in. That key won't work. But don't worry, I'll figure something out. I have an idea. There are some ruins at the top of the mountains. Meet me there. Wait, there's something else I've got to tell you. I heard that one of the Cobras is waiting for you in the jungle at the foot of the mountains. He's a legendary sniper called the End. Don't underestimate him. He's known as the father of modern sniping. None. He's all by himself. Apparently, he doesn't need a spotter. The entire forest is on his side. Stay alert. Wait, there's something else I've got to tell you. I heard that the Ocelots have set up an ambush for you in the jungle at the foot of the mountains. Apparently, they've even got snipers positioned there. Watch yourself. That's the End. He's a legend, known as the father of sniping. What about the forest? I see. Well, that forest is divided into 3 areas, a river, a plateau, and a clearing. He should be lying in wait for you in one of those places. It'll be a test of endurance. Be careful, though. From what I've heard, the End has an almost supernatural knack for camouflaging himself. I wouldn't be so sure if I were you. I've heard that his body is photosynthetic, like a plant. On top of that, he can speak to the forest, too. Uh-huh. But he doesn't know you. I'm sure you can beat him. Snake, you're already in the sewers? Snake? Yeah. The Colonel found out you escaped. Yeah, and now all of Groznygrad is on red alert. You can't get out. When the fortress went on red alert, they sealed off the sewers. I'm serious. And that means the escape route I laid out is right. And they just sent a unit out looking for you. Uh-huh. They'll be there any minute now. You've got to get out quick. You should be able to get out by heading straight north. Book it, Snake. If they find you, you're dead. Snake, you didn't call. I was worried. Are you all right? What are you talking about? Good. But how did you escape from the sewers? From all the way up there? You're out of control. Great. That's perfect. I mean, if you ended up in the river, then I know a good spot nearby. Let's meet up there. Keep going upstream until you get to a waterfall. Right. Behind that waterfall, there's a cave. We'll meet in there. See you there. Snake, I finished planting the bomb on the rail bridge. If we get rid of the bridge, the enemy won't be able to follow us. That should at least buy us some time. I've also set up the escape route. How are things going on your end? Snake, are you all right? The End hit you with the tranquilizer dart and you passed out. The End took you to the lab while you were unconscious and left you there. Yeah, maybe he's still waiting. Yeah, waiting for you to show him the true end. Snake? What a dork. You must be kidding me. Are you willing to risk your life for that joke? What? I'm not sure what you're talking about, but you look adorable in it. I'm sorry. I gotta go. This is too much. Snake? I don't think that's their style. Why? A dream. That doesn't surprise me. You're in a mild state of shock from all the pain and exhaustion you're going through. Maybe one day you'll learn to stop hiding yourself. I know how you feel, Snake. I'm a spy too. You don't realize it, but the fake you is eating away at the real you. The person you're pretending to be is becoming the person you are, and the real you is screaming out from somewhere deep inside. That's what you saw in your dream. I'd sing you a lullaby or something, but unfortunately I don't know any. So pick your favorite song, and I'll sing it for you in your head. And you can have as many encores as you want. It's a deal then. I'm sure you'll find a way to escape. Good luck. Ocelot is a force to be reckoned with. Don't even think about running away. The only way to proceed with the mission is to defeat him. They say that Ocelot can hit targets hiding behind obstacles by using ricochet shots. Rocks and trees won't protect you. If you stay too long in the same spot, you'll only be making yourself an easy target. Don't stand still. Keep moving. I'm not sure why, but Ocelot seems to have a thing for his cap. You might be able to get him to let down his guard by shooting it off his head. All the exits are being blocked by members of the Ocelot unit. They're fiercely loyal to Ocelot. Even if Ocelot ordered them not to get involved, they might just step in to back him up if he gets in trouble. If you get attacked by one of the Ocelots, use a grenade or something to fight back. The Pain has the power to control swarms of hornets at will. Watch out for his hornet-based attacks. Not even the Pain's special breed of hornets will be able to follow you underwater. You're a good swimmer, right? If you're being harassed by any hornets, dive into the water. I know it's hard to believe, but the End is apparently capable of photosynthesis. He's probably got an edge over you in terms of stamina. You should start hunting for plants and animals and prepare for a battle of attrition. There's an armory in the southern area of Socrovieno. You can use it to replenish your supply of ammo if you start to run out. But stay alert. The End might be lying in wait for you there. You're going to have a real tough time beating the End without a sniper rifle. There's an SVD in the armory in the southern part of Socrovieno. Go get it. The End should still be waiting for you in that forest, Socrovieno. Until you defeat him, you won't be able to proceed with your mission. Go back to Socrovieno. Defeat the End. The entrance to the shaft leading to the mountains is in the northeast part of the northern area. Take out those Ocelots and head for the shaft. The Ocelots are an elite unit hand-picked from the ranks of Spetsnaz, GRU's special forces. So naturally, their fighting skills are second to none. They're crack shots, and if they hit you, you'll likely be seriously wounded. Avoid taking them head-on. If they manage to surround you in large numbers, you're finished. Use your camouflage to conceal yourself from them and keep moving. Snake, forgive me. The escape route I set up has been cut off. They've already sent units out to hunt you down, and they've got attack dogs with them. There's a way out of the sewers to the north. Head north as fast as you can. There's no way to get past the iron grates blocking the passageways. But there are a lot of side ducts connecting the passageways together. Crawl through those ducts to get around the grates. Snake, watch out! The search party has released attack dogs into the sewers. Without any decent weapons, it's too dangerous to take those dogs on in a fight. Don't even think about fighting the attack dogs. Your only concern right now is to get away. Head north. Snake, what happened to you? Snake? Snake! Snake, answer me. Snake! Snake! Snake, what's wrong? Snake! Snake! Snake, don't do this to me. Snake! Snake! No, this isn't happening. Snake! Snake! Snake, are you being pursued by the enemy? They shouldn't have been able to catch up with you this fast. It's almost as if they know your exact position. Anyway, hurry to the waterfall. Once we meet up, we can do something about those enemies on your tail. Keep heading up the river. The crocodiles in that swamp are extremely vicious. Apparently, they've already chewed up a bunch of soldiers out on patrol. Now no one even dares to go near the swamp. They said that most of the soldiers who were killed were attacked from behind while they were in the water. You be careful out there. Snake, be careful. I might not have told you this yet, but that swamp is rigged with traps. So you know already. Well, then you're all set. The traps in that area are set to go off when a rope stretched along the ground is disturbed. Keep a close eye on the ground and make sure you don't trip over a rope. I mean, far be it from me to call you an idiot who can't avoid even the simplest of traps, but you know, what's the matter? The crevice that leads to the cave is to the north of your current location. Keep heading north. Snake, the barbed wire in that area has a high-voltage electric current running through it. Right, though I might have forgotten to tell you. You'll get electrocuted if you touch that barbed wire, so don't. That won't be necessary. Nope. Electrified barbed wire is a formidable barrier, but it's a pain in the neck to maintain. Apparently, it's always breaking down because wild animals keep running into it, but the word is they don't have enough personnel to fix it. If you look closely at the bottom of the barbed wire, you should be able to spot a hole somewhere. Try crawling your way through there. Snake, that area is rigged with clappers. That's right. Didn't I tell you already? Oh, it must have slipped my mind. Clappers are a type of alarm system. It's set up so that when a rope stretched along the ground is disturbed, it makes a noise. When a clapper goes off, the enemy will go into alert phase, and any nearby patrols will come and start sweeping the area. Keep a close eye on the ground, and try not to trip any ropes. Snake, sorry if I forgot to tell you, but they've got attack dogs prowling that area. If they find you, you'll be in for a rough time. Attack dogs are trained for fighting, and you won't be able to shake them off so easily. If they bark at you, it'll alert nearby patrols to your presence. Be careful not to get spotted by those dogs. The lab where Sokolov is being held is located in a mountain range known as Graniny Gorky. First, head for the crevice, Bolshaya Pust. Go north and you'll come to a relay station. Pass north through the relay station and you'll reach the crevice. Go down through the crevice and you'll find yourself in a cave known as Chornaya Peshara. Once you pass through the cave, you'll come out in Ponizovye, an aqueduct that's overgrown with mangrove. Follow the aqueduct to the north and you should arrive at a warehouse. Pass north through the warehouse and you'll emerge in the southern part of Graniny Gorky, just south of the lab. Start out by heading north. The crevice that leads to the cave is still a ways to the north. Keep heading that way. Oh. It's an attack chopper currently being developed at Groznygrad. They're using it as a patrol craft while they conduct tests. Didn't I tell you? The helicopter docked there is probably in for maintenance right now, so you won't have to worry about it taking off. If you're thinking of destroying it, now's your chance. Huh? You'll just have to figure that out yourself. The crevice leading to the cave is to the north of that base. Keep heading north. Snake, there's a provision storehouse in the center of that area and an armory to the northeast. By destroying them, you should be able to cut off supplies to the enemy in that area. I heard they've got AKs stored in the armory. You might want to check it out. Snake, are you all right? Most likely that was the Pain, one of the Cobras. I don't know. The Cobras only take orders from the boss. Not even Volgin knows what they're really up to, so I don't know anything about them either. I'll try and dig up as much as I can about them. You just focus on moving ahead. Go to the end of the cave and you'll come out in an aqueduct overgrown with mangroves. This leads to the Ponizovye swamp. And Snake, be careful. That cave. Good. I did remember to tell you then. If it's completely dark and you need a light, try using a torch. I heard there's some emergency torches stored somewhere in that cave. Huh? How should I know? Go find them yourself. That reminds me, I've heard they keep a shotgun stored in that part of the cave. Why don't you go look for it? Go north and you'll emerge from the cave into the aqueduct. Pass through that area to the north and you'll reach the aqueduct. But be careful. The aqueduct is patrolled by flying platforms, soldiers hovering in the air. They've already been implemented over here. It goes to show that America isn't #1 in everything. I heard a report that they've transported a sniper rifle to the western part of Ponyzovye, the aqueduct at the other end of the cave. When you get to the aqueduct, you might want to head over that way and check it out. Head north and you'll come to Sokorovieno. The tunnel that leads to the mountains is in the northern area of Sokorovieno. I'll meet you in the ruins at the top of the mountains. I'll give you the key to the tunnel leading to Groznygrad when you get there. Remember, go north. But Sokorovieno is also where... Yeah, just be careful. One of the Cobras, the End, is waiting for you in Sokorovieno. He's a legendary sniper. Until you defeat him in battle, right. I guess you will. Yeah. The Ocelot unit is waiting for you in Sokorovieno. I hear they've even got snipers in position. Watch your back. Until you defeat the End, I don't think you'll be able to pass through the forest. You'll have to beat him. Be careful. I've heard the Ocelots are lying in wait for you in the forest. The entrance to the tunnel is in the northeastern part of the northern area. Try to make it there in one piece. The tunnel to the mountains is to the northeast. Head that way. Until you defeat the End, those vines probably aren't going to go away. To get into the tunnel, you'll have to fight and beat him. Snake, what happened to your battle with the End? Well, maybe it is a good idea to replenish your ammo and supplies. 1 or 2 days is like the blink of an eye to the End. Even now, he's probably still waiting for you back there in the woods of Sokorovieno. Until you end the End, by defeating him in battle, you won't be able to move on. When you're done resupplying, go back to Sokorovieno. Now all you have to do is follow the tunnel north to the mountains of Krasnogorye. But you might want to swing around east first. There's a provision storehouse there. Good, you're in the tunnel. The ladder at the end of the tunnel will take you up into the mountains. Head down the tunnel and climb up the ladder. You made it to the mountains. I'll meet you in the ruins at the top of the mountains. The summit is still a ways up. Keep going forward. The summit is still a ways up. Keep climbing. See those ruins at the summit? I'll be waiting for you there. Stay alert. Volgan has sent out attack choppers to stop you. You saw them at the heliport, didn't you? They're probably already patrolling the area. If you get spotted by the enemy, you'll be dealing with that thing. There should be an RPG-7 in the armory near the summit. There should be an RPG-7 in a bunker in the hillside. But if you had an RPG-7, you could shoot them down. You could also try using an anti-aircraft gun. You can take over an anti-aircraft gun by pressing the action button when you're near it. You must be worn out from all that mountain climbing. There's a provision storehouse at the back of the hillside area. Why don't you go stock up on rations? Of course it won't. Why? Because it's the door to that underground tunnel I was telling you about, silly. Don't you listen to people when they're talking? You won't be able to open that door without the key. I've got that key. I'll give it to you when we meet up. The rendezvous point is the ruins at the top of the mountains. Hurry! Really? You must have missed it. Look again.
No, it's not here.
Maybe it's because you destroyed that one at the heliport. But I'm sure it'll be there, in the next area. Honest. Snake, as I was saying before, there's an attack chopper in that area. The security in the West Wing where Sokolov is being held is extremely tight. The only ones who are cleared to enter the West Wing are those with Colonel-class authorization. One of those people is Major Rykov. To get into the West Wing, you could disguise yourself as Rykov. First, you'll have to take Rykov out and steal his uniform. He's in the East Wing of the weapons lab in the center of Groznygrad. The East Wing is north of your current location. Head north. The East Wing is northeast of your current location. Head northeast. The East Wing is east of your current location. Head east. You're in the vicinity of the East Wing. Proceed to infiltrate. Huh? That's not going to work this time around. Rykov's uniform is a special type that only he wears. You'll have to get it directly from him. Normally, I'm pretty good at getting men to take off their clothes, but it won't work on him. You, on the other hand, might have a better chance with him. What indeed? Anyway, the only way to get Rykov's uniform is to take him out and steal it yourself. He's somewhere in the East Wing. The security in Groznygrad is tight. Watch out for the searchlights in particular. If you get caught square in one of the lights, no matter how good your camouflage is, they'll spot you. Make sure you stay out of those circles of light. Those trucks you see there are used to transport materials in and out of Groznygrad. I've seen them loading the trucks full of cardboard boxes and shipping them off all over the place. Groznygrad is a gigantic fortress, so they've got to be pretty busy. Some of the men have even complained to me that they've got too much work to do to check the contents of every single box that comes through. You made it into the East Wing. Good. Rykov is somewhere in that building. You know what he looks like, don't you? When you find him, steal his uniform. But if you go in dressed like that, the enemy will spot you long before you find Rykov. Disguise yourself as a scientist. There are scientists in the East Wing. Almost all of them were taken here against their will, like Sokolov. If they see you, they probably won't attack you. But they can still get you in trouble by yelling for help or pressing the alarm switches on the walls. So you should be watching out for scientists as well as enemy grunts. Even if you disguise yourself as a scientist, the real scientists will know you're not one of their own if they get a good look at your face. So make sure the real scientists can't see your face while you're in your scientist disguise. And don't do anything funny like crawling or rolling around. If the scientist gets suspicious about your disguise, just turn your face away and pretend nothing's wrong. That should work most of the time. There are enemy soldiers patrolling the East Wing as well. Even if you disguise yourself as a scientist, they'll know something's up if you crawl, roll, punch, or stay pressed up against the wall for a long time. If an enemy gets suspicious and starts coming your way, just stay still and keep your mouth shut. That ought to fool him. Rykov is making the rounds inside the East Wing. If you see him, take him out before he has a chance to get away. Try using the cigarette-shaped sleep gas gun. The knockout handkerchief might also come in handy. Rykov always carries a Makarov with him. Make sure you don't get shot. If enemy soldiers or scientists see you take down Rykov, you'll be in for it. Make sure to get Rykov someplace out of sight. Someplace like the locker room on the southwest side of the second floor, maybe? Rykov is famous for being a glutton. I've heard he'll even stop and pick up food that's lying on the floor. But for such a pig, he's got a weak stomach and is always running for the toilet after eating that stuff. Why don't you try giving Rykov something rotten to eat and then waiting for him in the bathroom? Snake, that door can't be opened by normal means. Apparently it operates by responding to a specific radio frequency. If you want to know the key frequency, why don't you try asking someone nearby? You took care of Rykov? Good. Now drag him to the locker room. There shouldn't be anyone in there. You won't need to worry about anyone seeing you take his clothes, and you can hide his body too. The locker room is on the southwest side of the second floor. Hurry and take him there. If someone discovers Rykov's dead body, you won't be able to disguise yourself as him anymore. That means you won't be able to sneak into the West Wing either. And if that happens, you failed your mission. Take Rykov's body somewhere where you're sure it won't be found, okay? Snake, what are you doing? You got Rykov's clothes, didn't you? Hurry up and change into them. If you fail your mission, you'll be taking me down with you. Get it together. Something's not quite right. I got it. Your face is all wrong. I mean, your face isn't his. Well, you need to do something about that. Well, you're a smart guy. You figure it out. In order to sneak into the West Wing, you need to become Rykov. That means more than just wearing his clothes. Your face has to match his too. There must be a way to do that. While you're disguised as Rykov, you can go anywhere you want and no one will stop you. So now might be a good time to go and collect some items. For instance, I heard there's a rare goodie on the east side of the second floor of the East Wing. Once you're disguised as Rykov, you can get into the West Wing where Sokolov is being held. To get to the entrance to the West Wing, pass west through the main wing of the weapons lab and go through the connecting passageway. Head straight down that connecting passageway. The door to the connecting passageway is to the west. Head that way. You can get into the main wing of the weapons lab from the southwest side of the second floor. Head for the main wing. Once you're ready, go back to the East Wing. Enter the main wing from the second floor of the East Wing and pass through it to get to the West Wing. Don't worry about Rykov. No one will find him in the locker for a while. But when they do find him, your disguise will be useless. You won't be able to get into the West Wing, and your mission will be a failure. So whatever you do, don't open the locker with Rykov in it, all right? Snake, that door leads to the hangar. It's where they're making adjustments to the Shagohod. But you can't open it unless you have the key. I'll get the key for you soon enough, but in the meantime, you should rescue Sokolov first. Head for the West Wing. You're in the connecting passageway of the weapons lab. That passageway leads to the West Wing where Sokolov is being held. As you can see, they've got guards posted there full time. Those guards are the only ones who can open the door to the West Wing. The only way to get in is to pretend you're Rykov and get them to open the door for you. Just keep going and have them open the door for you. Okay, hurry and change into your Rykov disguise. Go back to the East Wing and find Rykov. The only way to sneak into the West Wing is by wearing his clothes. Steal Rykov's clothes from him. To get them to open the door, just give them a signal. You can press the action button to perform a salute. That's the signal. The sentries are the only ones that can open the door to the West Wing. If you take them all out, you won't be getting inside. Leave the area and come back again. I'm trying to dig up as much as I can on that cell. Just sit tight. Snake, I've got some good news. Volgin isn't planning to kill you. At least not for the time being. I think he wants to make you suffer some more. Yeah, this means you'll have more of an opportunity to escape. Anyway, Volgin has given orders that you're to be kept alive. Exactly. If anything happens to you, he'll be executed by Volgin. This could be useful. That guard is under orders from Volgin to keep you alive. If anything happens to you, Volgin will have him executed, so he'll be keeping a close eye on your condition. If you pretend to be sick or something, I'll bet he'd come rushing over to your side. Yeah, there's lots of ways. Think about it. For instance, if the guard sees you throwing up, I bet he'll open the door and come to see what's wrong. Snake, I found some info on the guard. That guard is notorious for being hungry all the time. He's even been caught and flogged for sneaking into the mess hall at night and eating scraps. Maybe you could win him over by sharing your food. Oh, and I heard that he's particularly sympathetic to American prisoners for some reason. Not really sure. Snake, there's gotta be a way out of there. Don't give up! Snake, the door to that cell is the kind that opens in response to a specific radio frequency. Right. You should be able to open it by using your radio to send a signal on the key frequency. I'll try and find out. Give me a minute. Sorry, Snake. I tried everything I could, but the security is just too tight. Snake, I found out the frequency that opens the door. It's 144.75. Stand in front of the door and send a message on frequency 144.75. Snake, the door is open. Take out the guard and get out of there. Snake, the door is open. Hurry and get out of there. You made a hole in the wall? That's great. Now use it to escape before the guard sees it. Without weapons or equipment, you're not going to be able to continue your mission. I've got all your belongings with me. Let's meet up outside the fortress. There's an open manhole in the northwestern section of the fortress. You can use it to get down into the sewers and make your way out of Groznygrad. To get to the manhole, go under the passageway leading to the West Wing and head north. It won't be long before Volgin and his men notice you're gone. Get to the manhole before they find you. If you go upstream, you'll come to a waterfall. I'll meet you in the cave behind that waterfall. Make your way up the river. There's a ladder at the back of the cave behind the waterfall that will take you up into the fortress. Head to the back of the cave. That ladder will take you up into the southwestern part of Groznygrad. Climb the ladder. The Shagohod is in the hangar of the main wing of the weapons lab. You can get into the hangar through the door located at the entrance to the main wing on the second floor of the East Wing. Hurry! Snake, they know you disguised yourself as Rykov to get in last time. And besides, you lost the hat, so I don't think the disguise is going to work anymore. I'm on my way to the rail bridge. I know the plan. We'll meet up at the lake. You stay focused, too. The only way for you to sneak into the East Wing of the weapons lab is through the entrance. Speaking of which, I sometimes see trucks going in and out through there. If you can sneak onto one of those trucks somehow... It looks like you made it inside the hangar, huh? Plant the C3 charges on the liquid fuel tanks. There are 4 tanks in all. If one of the C3 charges you planted is dismantled by the enemy, your mission is over. Try to plant the C3 someplace out of the way where it won't be seen. If it looks like an enemy is about to find a charge, take him down immediately. And if the enemy sees you planting the C3, show's over, folks. So don't plant the charges in alert phase. Got it? Once you've finished planting C3 on all 4 tanks, turn the timer on. When the count reaches 0, all of the C3 charges will explode at once. Once the timer has started, there's no way to stop it. Make sure you're out of there by the time it reaches 0. Got it? The maintenance crew in charge of getting the Shagohod ready is in the hangar. You don't want them to see you any more than you want the guards to, so keep an eye out for them. On the other hand, if you were part of the maintenance crew, you could get close to the fuel tanks without arousing suspicion. Aha! You disguised yourself as one of the maintenance crew. Dressed like that, you should be able to go anywhere you want in the hangar. Don't go doing anything suspicious like rolling around or crawling. And if the maintenance crew gets a good look at your face, they'll know you're not one of them. If the maintenance crew gets suspicious, turn around so they can't see your face and act casual. If the guards get suspicious, just stand still and you should be fine. You've planted 1 C3 charge. That leaves 3 more. I'm planting the C3 on the rail bridge now. Don't screw up, okay? That forest is known as Dremuchi. It means the untouched forest in Russian. The name says it all. Dremuchi is a pristine jungle at the far edge of Selino-Yarsk, untouched by human hands. The forest is so dense that large units can't penetrate it, making it a natural defense. That's why Sokolov's research facility and Groznygrad were built here. But more to the point, what are you doing all the way out there? You're not thinking of abandoning the mission, are you? Get back to the north. That area is called Dolino Vodno. The name means forest of the canyon. It probably got that name from the chasm that divides the jungle in 2. The rope bridge at the center was hastily constructed to enable them to patrol Dremuchi. Speaking of which, what are you doing all the way back there? Get back to the north now. That area is known as Rassvet. It means dawn in Russian. The area got that name when the factory was first constructed. But the factory ended up being closed down, and Selino-Yarsk was reborn as a secret research center and military fortress. That area is known as Chorny Prud. The name means something like the Black Shore in Russian. It got its name from the deep swamp that covers the area. Good, you made it to Bolshaya Pust. The name Bolshaya Pust means something close to the Great Cavity. It probably got that name from the crevice to the north. There's a fortified area in the southern part of Bolshaya Pust that's strung with barbed wire. To the north of that is a relay station that serves as both a depot for material shipments and a communication facility. The crevice leading to the cave is located to the north of the relay station. Head north. That cave is known as Chornaya Peshara. In Russian, Chornaya Peshara means the black cave from which cold wind blows. It's a magma cavern formed millions of years ago, back when Selino-Yarsk was the site of volcanic activity. The structure of the cave is pretty complex, but you should be able to find the aqueduct if you keep moving inward. Head toward the interior of the cave. That aqueduct is known as Ponizovye. It means the land down the river. As you can see, it's overgrown with mangrove. Usually they'd have boats going up and down transporting materials. But right now the place is on high alert, so the boats have stopped running. But enough about that. What are you doing there? We're supposed to meet up in the mountains. Hurry up and get there. You can start by going back to the warehouse. The area you're in now is known as Graniny Gorky. It means Granin's Mountain. Apparently it got that name when the Granin lab was first built. But more to the point, what are you doing there? I told you we were supposed to meet up in the mountains, didn't I? Go back through the warehouse to Sviato Gorny. The name of that forest is Sviato Gorny. In Russian, it means something like the sacred mountain path. The name comes from an old folk tale about mountain spirits who passed through there on their way to Sokrovieno, the forest to the north. The forest you're in now is known as Socrovieno. The name means the most holy woods. It's been venerated since ancient times as the sacred home of the spirits of the forest. It's the largest and deepest forest in the region and is divided into 3 areas: south, west, and north. Try not to get lost, okay? There's an armory in the southern area. If you need some extra ammo, you might want to pay it a visit. Those mountains are known as Krasnogorye. The name means the Red Mountain Ridge in Russian. The entire range has been fortified to act as a defense for the great fortress of Groznygrad. The area near the top has been dug with bunkers and trenches, and there are anti-aircraft gun emplacements everywhere. It's literally an impenetrable wall. Proceed with caution. Oh, there's a provision storehouse in the hillside area, and there's an armory at the summit. The name Groznygrad means the terrible fortress. And that's exactly what it is. An impregnable monster of a fortress built using Colonel Volgin's enormous fortune. In the center of the fortress is a weapons lab that acts as the nerve center of the place. In the southeast, there's a prison. In the northwest, there's an armory. And in the northeast, there's a provision storehouse. The weapons lab in the center is where Granin, Sokolov, and their fellow scientists carry out their high-tech weapons research. The flying platform and attack chopper you saw are 2 of their accomplishments. And now they're about to finish the work on the Shagohod. They call it the Terrible Fortress for a reason. That area is known as Tiko Gorny. It means the tranquil mountain ridge in Russian. Like the name says, it's the most beautiful riverbank in the region of Groznygrad. What's up? Uh-huh. What? Don't you trust me? Okay then, I'll explain it to you. To the north of Groznygrad, there's a forest called Lazarevo. The name Lazarevo means the lush green earth. On the other side of Lazarevo is a large forest called Zauzyorye. Zauzyorye means near the lake in Russian. The lake is just beyond Zauzyorye. And the name of that lake is Rokovoy Biereg, the Lake of Destiny. Yeah, we'll use it to make our getaway. Once we've completed our missions, that is. Tell me something, Snake. Why did you let Ocelot get away? Because he's still a kid? Pretty lame excuse if you ask me. Yeah, I do. The Ocelot unit is an elite group composed of soldiers handpicked from among the ranks of Spetsnaz, the Special Forces wing of GRU. They've undergone even more rigorous training than regular Spetsnaz. Their skill with weapons is the stuff of legends. You'll find they're much better shots than the rest of GRU. Watch yourself. I told you, didn't I? I'm right near the colonel. I suppose you're right. Snake, I'm under orders to cooperate with you, but that doesn't mean I have to tell you everything I know. I would assume the same applies to you too. No, that thing doesn't have enough range for us to escape in. Something you've never been in before. That's right. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. Snake, you beat the pain! How did it feel to fight one of the boss's comrades? I just want to know what it's like to have fought a member of the legendary Cobra unit, that's all. Well, that too. I certainly hope so. Right. Yeah? Until yesterday, there were tons of scientists and maintenance personnel working in the hangar. But because Volgin was forcing them to work day and night, a lot of the scientists were collapsing from exhaustion. So now that the prototype is finished and things are a little less hectic, they gave the scientists a day to rest. If they were still working like that, it would have been impossible for you to sneak into the hangar. But this doesn't mean the hangar is completely deserted. I'm pretty sure there are still a few guards and maintenance personnel left. Stay alert. Yeah, we get along pretty well. I admire her. Although she's supposed to be the distant hero, for some reason she's nice to me. She even carried my bags for me the other day. I was impressed. Maybe because we're both defectors. We never talk much, but I get the feeling that she understands how I feel. I've had dreams about the whole thing. Snake, the enemy's attack dogs are very highly trained, so be careful. I can tell. I used to have a dog. Yeah. What's so funny about it? Who asked you? He was really cute, but I had a hard time housebreaking him. When he finally did learn, I was so happy. I still dream about it sometimes. Snake, don't forget about our dinner. The what? Frog? Of course not. Who told you that? I suppose they might eat frogs on certain occasions, but not normally, and certainly not as sushi. He's Volgan's precious pet. He's got a handsome face. No, I'm just being objective. I'm not interested in people who aren't interested in me. He seems mild-mannered, but the kind of guy who would sit in his room and admire his bug collection. I really don't know, Snake. Can't you just observe him and copy him yourself? People like me don't even exist in his little world. Okay, then. I see, huh? You don't get it at all. No, not that. I'm just not good with his type. If this conversation goes on any longer, I'm going to send my fist through this radio into your head. Figure him out yourself. Later. Dead. Killed by the colonel. They know there's a spy. Yeah. Volgan doesn't hold back in his interrogations. I don't think he even cares about the answers. It just seems like he calls it that, while he enjoys beating the hell out of his suspect. Just violence for violence sake. There was no reason he had to die. But Volgan doesn't need reasons. Once he loses it, there's no stopping him. He's an animal. I'm not sure. But it feels like I'm next in the hot seat. After seeing Grannon, I don't think he would let me off easy if he did find out. You too. Yeah, we're getting out on a wig. Right. Here they call it an acranoplan. No, this is just the prototype given to Gru. It was designed to search out and destroy American submarines. That's why it has a long range and a decent speed of 470 miles per hour. It's far beyond the BE-1 developed 3 years ago. The problem for us is that the one here doesn't have any weapons on board. If we're tailed, our only choice is to try and shake them. Sorry if I won't have the time to play stewardess for you. Snake, have you heard about the massacre that happened in the forest near the village of Gnezdovo? During World War II, the German army came upon the bodies of 4,000 dead Polish in the forest of Katyn. The truth is that Stalin ordered the NKVD to carry out the killings. And it's not just Katyn. In places like Western Ukraine and Belarus, there must have been at least 20,000 Poles in the prison camps. Volgan was one of the people responsible. He was one of the vicious leaders behind it. He blamed it on a prisoner revolt to allay any fears, and requested they be put to death. I've heard that Volgan even removed the blindfolds from each prisoner before he beat them to death. Not someone you could be friends with. Really? I told you to trust me. I love motorcycles. So, you believe me now? Oh, that's too bad. Okay, your Rykov disguise is complete. Now they won't stop you no matter what you do. Right. Really? Rykov's just that kind of guy. Is something wrong with it? Oh, of course not. Why would I? Is there something missing? Well, how strange. It wasn't me. All those snakes and crocodiles and suspicious-looking mushrooms, I wouldn't eat that stuff even if you paid me. I was hungry, okay? Give me a break. It's just a little packet of noodles. That wasn't me. It was Ocelot. He said he wanted to eat the same things you did. You haven't figured it out? You are dense. Why? Don't you trust me? Don't fret. I haven't thrown anything away, not even that fine piece of literature. Honestly, in the middle of a mission? I know. Geez. All you had to do was tell me and I would have helped you out. Distracting the enemy. Yeah, that I did. The C3? That's right. There's a vault full of Western weapons used for research purposes. Yep. You really want to know? Really? Well, I'm not telling anyway. It'd be a waste of time. Even if I explained how I did it, you'd never be able to do it yourself. Exactly what it sounds like. Can't get enough of him, huh? I know. So it's me you're worried about then. I'm fine. I know how to handle him. Besides, I think he's got his mind set on someone else right about now. Figure it out. Uh-huh. You think I'm going to answer that? You're asking me for something I can't give you. Snake, I have a mission to carry out, just like you. Please, try to understand. Oh, that's a button-shaped hidden camera developed by the KGB. I use it to take pictures of the fortress and the Shagohod, and because I wanted a picture of you. If I told you why, would you believe me anyway? Snake, I wanted to ask you something. In the torture room, why did you protect me when Ocelot was about to fire? But your eye. What about me? Did you only save me because I was important for completing your mission? And when the mission is over, the mission you used to love? Snake, were you worried about me? I'm touched by your honesty. Don't concern yourself with me. I'm doing just fine. But thanks anyway. Okay, back to the mission. So there is. It really was a cottage once. It was originally the dacha of a high-ranking official. Now it's being used as a relay station. There should be a supply of ammo and rations. I also heard they put an M63 light machine gun in there. But watch out. There's supposed to be a unit posted in there. Yeah, I know. He's pretty infatuated with you, isn't he? Yeah. I heard from the colonel that he's been given special treatment. Yeah, he's the son of some legendary hero or something. Beats me. The colonel never told me. All I heard was that his mother was supposedly shot in the gut during battle, and that he was born right there with bullets whizzing past them. That's what I heard. They say that when they stitched her up, the scar was shaped like a snake. He didn't tell me. I don't think Ocelot's ever met his parents. Maybe, I don't know. There were a lot of MIAs back then, during the last days of the war. Ocelot probably would have ended up the same way. But he was taken in and raised by Gru and Volgan. That's my guess. What? What do you think I was doing? Why are you asking me that? Want to know what? Are you mad? See ya. Yes? Taken a liking to her, have we? Yeah, she's a cutie. I don't know that much about her, but from what I can tell, she seems to be Sokolov's lover. Snake, she already has a man. All right, just give me a minute. Snake, I found out what I could about your Tanya. Just as I thought, she's apparently Sokolov's lover. When Sokolov was taken away from his research facility, she was taken along with him. That's what it looks like. Yes. Why? Maybe he was lonely, being away from his family for so long. And whatever else he is, Sokolov's still a man. It's only natural he'd be attracted to her. She's irresistible, gorgeous in a girl-next-door kind of way. Nice proportions, too. Sounds like your type, huh? Gotta go. I'm fine. I managed to slip out okay, though I did run into a few snags. I took a little detour on my way here. Yeah, I thought since you went to all this trouble to meet me, I should give you a present. You really want to know? It's a secret. You'll find out when you get here. By the way, Snake, why aren't you eating it? The instant noodles. Why aren't you eating them? Of course you do. Because it's a present from me. You probably didn't know, but instant noodles are really popular among the troops here at Groznygrad. It was really hard to get my hands on some, and I even managed to get 3 whole packages of it. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is, you'd better eat it, or else. Yes? Right. Rykov is treated as an officer of equal rank with Colonel Volgan. Yeah, right. You don't know? Even after seeing that photo? Has anyone ever told you you're a bit slow? I'll leave you to think about it. Gotta go. By the way, Snake, do you have a calorie mate? Is it any good? Oh. What? What? What are you saying? Well, I didn't say that. No. But if you were going to give it to me as a token of thanks for me helping you out, then of course I wouldn't refuse it. What did you say? Are you saying I'm fat? I'm not on a diet, and I don't need one. I just wanted to try the taste. Be careful with what you say. So, is it true? That it's good for losing weight. Oh, I see. Geisha. I've never heard about that. Yes, I'm sure there are some geisha out there using Calorie Mate for diets, but I doubt all of them are using it.